I think the best way for young filmmakers to get started in the business is to get involved in production somehow. And what we did when we started off the blocks was we did a small independent film ourselves that was only cost, $1,000 or so, and then we showed that to investors. But we also got in contact with some lawyers, and we formed a limited partnership. And so what you need to do is learn a little bit about business so that when you go into a meeting, you can talk the same language that businessmen speak. You can find out information about taxes and what they can write off and what the risk factors are. So if you're really serious about it, first of all, I'd get a test piece of what your work is. If you've got a script that you want to do, I'd scale it down to a small version of that as a little test movie, it's like a pilot for a TV series. It's something that shows your talent and abilities that relate to that project. I wouldn't show a short comedy to investors and say, now I want to do a horror film. It should directly relate to what the type of film is that you want to do. And then what I would do is contact some lawyers, someone who's like a family lawyer or a friend of a friend, and work out a deal whereby they get paid on, ideally if the project got made, they would get paid. Some lawyers will do it because they want to get involved in the movie business. That's what we did. And I would suggest a limited partnership. And lawyers can explain what it's all about. So I would say do it like that and be prepared to spend a lot of your own personal finances and a lot of your own time. If you're not serious about it, go into the insurance business.
How do you feel about becoming like a production assistant in order to learn basically the techniques of filmmaking or watching directors work? Becoming
a production assistant as a way to learn is a good way. It's certainly one way that you can learn. That's only one way. I did that for several years working for a production company in Detroit. And it's good. It gives you a chance to see how things are done, and it gives you a chance to see how you should not do things also. So that's a pretty good way, but you've got to find a company that's willing to take you on. So you should be willing to work like a dog for low money if you're going to do that.
Do you think you get more experience at a film school or through production assistant?
Well, I think, again, there's different ways. Experience through a film school is one way of going. It's a way that is not guaranteed by any means, but it may give you more educational background, which may be good. But learning it through the ropes is also, I found, that's how I did. I didn't go to college. I found that that's equally as good a way.
So did you become interested in films in high school or all your life?
Yeah, I think films, I guess, I became interested in about 8th grade. Because a friend of mine had a camera. It was an 8mm camera that we just started screwing around with, and it seemed like a neat thing because it was preserved. Whatever you had, you could have. I still have it to this day. Nothing has happened to it. So you do a play or something and it goes away. All you have are the occasional pictures. But a movie is, in theory, that's forever. So the only problem is if you make a lousy movie, that's around forever too.
So after high school, how did you approach going into the business?
I got a job as a production assistant for a guy who did commercials. And it's the same thing as movies, only they make short little movies. That's what commercials are, short little movies. And we worked very hard and worked on all different kinds of locations. And over a period of 2 years, I just learned about production. And you learn a little bit about business that way, too.
Okay.
Okay.
And if you could...
My name is Bruce Campbell, and when I'm not fighting the evil dead, I'm watching screen takes. So I know that you will want to, too, when the show comes up next. So be there.